and he indeed let her down. There are liars. My favorite, like my favorite. They're spicy. Don't listen to what TikTok are telling you, okay? Hi besties! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariétou. Today we're doing a book review video because I've been in my reading bag and my goal was to read 50 books this year, and we're halfway through the year and I'm at like maybe 18 to be honest. So I'm a little bit less than halfway to my goal, but you know what? I'm just enjoying my time and I'm just having fun with it. So actually, did I even read 20? I think I read like 10. I'm gonna share with you maybe like 8 books that I read recently, ranking them a little bit, but no spoilers. So if you want to watch till the end, you are welcome. Most of them are a little spicy, so if you want to keep it PG, this video is not exactly the book review or recommendation that you should watch. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So the first 2 books that I'm going to talk about are in the fantasy category. I started reading the trilogy of Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. So basically, very basically, it is a girl that is in a well-known family in a different kind of city, a kingdom, if you will, and she's the daughter of a general. Her brother and her sister are also very known and they have a reputation. There's a group of unfaithful, if I can say this, to the kingdom that try to dismantle the kingdom, but they've been stopped and now they're like traitors, and those traitors had kids and they're the same age as the main character, which is Violet, and like the brother and the sister as well. In this kingdom, everybody has a role and you kind of develop what you want to be and what you want to do when you grow up. And then yeah, they just give you a role and then you go to that school and you become that type of person. So there are scribes, which are the ones that write history. Basically, they write everything that's happening, everything that needs to be written. And there are writers, which are the, you know, the soldiers. They're like the strongest ones. They ride dragons. So we can only imagine that it's only the strongest ones that go there. Violet was, you know, kind of promised basically to be a scribe, but she didn't want to be a scribe. At the end of the day, she decided to go and become a writer. Everybody was like, why the hell are you doing this? But she still did it. She's very weak. And when you're a writer, you need to like be with one dragon, but the dragon chooses you. And it's a whole thing. Like, you gotta run, and then the dragons are there, and then most of them get killed. And if you're not killed, you're chosen by the dragon, and it's everything. It's fun, haha. She's getting picked by the strongest and most scariest dragon that there is. So everybody's like, what the hell? They all have a certain power as well, and you have to develop it once you're in the school, and like it just comes with time. And everybody's wondering like, oh, what is she gonna develop? And then she finds out the power of some people, and they're traitors, and they're just it's about love, betrayal, and like fighting. And with all of that, she is starting a little love-hate relationship with the biggest traitor's son. So it's like the biggest, you know, will they, won't they? It's so amazing. That's just Fort Wing. That's just Fort Wing. And then you learn a couple of things and you get into Iron Flame. Both of them, I'm obsessed. I love reading both of them. I read them so quickly. And then Onyx Storm came out in January. I didn't finish it yet. I was in my romantic wave. This is very fantasy, but still romantic, but it's a lot of fantasy. So I stopped reading Onyx Storm for now, but I really like it. So I'm gonna continue to read it. I'm at like 200 pages and it has 700 pages. So for Fourth Wing, I would definitely give it an 8.5 out of 10, even like a 9 out of 10, because I really liked how complete the story was. I learned a lot in not a lot of pages, honestly. Like, it looked like a brick, but you read so fast, and the ending, so good. And then you read Iron Flame, and the ending as well is so good. It really reminds me of Hunger Games, which is why I really like it. So yeah, if you like this vibe a little bit, definitely would recommend this series. For the Iron Flame, I think I would give it a 9.5 out of 10 as well. Like, it's so good. I really liked it. I don't know how I will feel about Onyx Storm. I'm still at the beginning, relatively, because I'm at 200 pages over 700, so, but it's getting good. Speaking of the spice, I would honestly give it a rating of like 8 out of 10 because the scenes are sparse, but when you read them, you're like, oh, okay. That is intense, but very, very nice overall. Not too much of a like craziness, but they're spicy. They're spicy, all right. Yep. Next up, I read Meet Me at the Lake. So good. Anything Carly Fortune, I really, really love. First of all, because it's based in Canada, always in Canada, and it's always like the most cutest stories, and it's like a POV type of thing where you flash back into the past and then you come back and then you gradually learn different types of things that all merge into one story, and you understand why the characters are the way they are and why basically they haven't been talking for all these years, you know? So let me read you the back of the book for you to understand. You and me in 1 year, don't let me down. And he indeed let her down. You know what I mean? Like, Fern Brookbanks has wasted far too much of her adult life thinking about Will Baxter. She spent just 24 hours in her early 20s with the aggravating, attractive, and idealistic artist. A chance encounter that spiraled into a day-long adventure in Toronto. The timing was wrong, but their connection was undeniable. They shared every secret, every dream, and made a pact to meet again 1 year later. Fern showed up, Will didn't. You know. And basically he comes back into the picture when her mother's resort, a little bit further from Toronto, has to be run by her because her mother dies. And he kind of made a promise to her mother that he would help with the business before she died. So when she died, he kind of felt like he needed to do it even though she wasn't here anymore. And so that's why they meet again. And then it's really, really good. It's a beach read. It's just a cute ass story. You can never go wrong with Carly Fortune. I need to read the last one that I hadn't been read. It's This Summer Will Be Different. You will like this book if you've read Love and Other Words. It's really kind of the same plot, but a different font. So if you love those kinds of stories, yeah, you're definitely gonna like this one. The spiciness is spicy, but not something outrageous, you know. Next books are on my Kindle. So I hopped on the Abby Jimenez train. I started reading her books and I loved the books. I love how it's always like a good, well-rounded girl that meets a guy in the most miscellaneous way possible, but so fun. So I started reading, first of all, I read Part of Your World, and I love that it's like all connected, but you can read them separately. So Part of Your World is a girl that is a doctor, she's a physician, and she kind of like, her car breaks down basically on the road, and one guy helps her, and she stops at a little village, and the guy is there, and then the rest is history. Basically, they fall in love, and it's a lot of things that are happening because they don't have the same type of world, and the family gets involved and the ex gets involved. It's a lot of things, but it's really, really good. And the way it's written and their love, I really like it so much. And there's a dog in it. I'd give my life to this dog. He's so cute. Next is yours truly. I love yours truly as well. Dare I say even more than part of your world. So basically yours truly, there's a new doctor. They're all doctors basically. The main character is a girl as well. She's friends with actually the girl from part of your world. She wanted a new position at work, and another doctor came in and he was about to snatch that position. So she hated him from the start, but that guy is just a normal, like, anxious type of guy. Nobody knows that but us, you know. So he's just seen as the bad guy that's trying to steal her job. But then they kind of start talking and they kind of realize that they're like closer than they think. They have more mutual understanding that they think, and they start texting each other, sending each other notes, and one thing led to another, and she started being his fake girlfriend. I'm not gonna tell you how, but it happened. And yeah, you can understand how the rest is history. They fall in love, and we love that. I just love how she writes her stories. It's really, really cute. The guy is always obsessed. And that's what I want. That's what I love about those love stories. For part of your world, I would give it, in retrospect, since I read yours truly, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Really good, really liked it. It gave me the bug to continue reading from Abby Jimenez, so yeah, forever grateful. And yours truly, I would literally give it like a 9 as well. And next, speaking of men that are obsessed with the main characters, I hopped back into the Ali Hazelwood universe, and I started reading all the books from like the STEM girlies that fall in love with the guys. So I read last year The Love Hypothesis, and I really, really liked it. Well, 2 years ago actually, maybe 3. I really liked it so much, and I wanted to read the other ones, but I never got into it. I don't know why, but this year I read them all in like one sitting basically. Like in a week I had read already like 4 books. So my least favorite was Check-in Mate. I really liked Check-in Mate. It was nice. I feel like it was a little bit redundant because you saw how the guy was obsessed with the girl from the start. The girl didn't seem to understand anything, to be honest. I was like, girl, he's right in front of you. Like, why are we doing all of this? So the story about Check-in Mate is that a girl is really, really good at chess, and she used to be one of this like kid prodigies, but she stopped for many reasons. And there was her rival-ish, a guy that was also very, very good, and he's still very good. He's winning all the tournaments. And one day she goes to a chess event. It was like a non-profit like benefit event, and she plays with him, but she doesn't really mind it. She doesn't really know who that man is, and she wins over him. Like, she beats him, and he's so shocked, like, but in a good way. He admires her, and then everybody starts knowing that he got beaten by this girl. There's a lot of things happening, but she gets into the tournaments, and they supposedly are like getting closer to playing with each other and like playing again. She didn't want to play with him outside of any type of situation. It was the first and the last time that she wanted to play with him, but gradually they were getting closer. There's another rival that's just so annoying that wants to get her out. It's about chess and love, basically. Good, but I think it was just not my forte, maybe just because I'm not that in love with chess. But I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. Then we got Love on the Brain right here. Very, very obsessed with Love on the Brain. It was the last one I read. So good. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I really liked reading it, and like the ending, so good. It was a plot twist. I didn't expect it to go that way, but it was really nice. So basically there's this girl Again, smart, ready, amazing, so good at what she's doing. She works for like aerospatial things, like NASA and everything. And basically they hired her to work on a project for astronauts to work on their helmets. And there's one guy that used to go to grad school with her that she thought hated her. That's basically the boss of this project. So she was like, oh my god, he hates me, I have to work with him. But on the side, she has a Twitter account basically, and it's like, what would Mary Curie do? But she's anonymous, right? And she's best friends with another like mutual on Twitter, and they always talk. And he started to talk about the girl that started working with him again, and he was in love with her since the day he saw her. And she was like, oh my god, like just let her know that you love her, blah blah blah. Little does she know, you know, I'm not spoiling anything, like it's very obvious, like it's very obvious, she just doesn't know. But then gradually they start working together. She starts understanding that he probably doesn't hate her as much as she thinks he does, and he thinks she's married with one of the guys from grad school. But then he quickly, well not quickly, but he kind of realizes by the end of it that, you know, she's not married, and for good reasons. Kind of shocking reason, you know, I don't know. Very interesting, and the end is so crazy. Again, very unexpected, and I really liked it. But it all ends well. But I would definitely recommend reading this one. It's a good one. I don't know what people are talking about on TikTok. Like, don't listen to what TikTok are telling you, okay? There are liars, okay? My favorite is Love Theoretically. This one, okay? This one, yeah, okay. My favorite. I loved reading this one so much. It's like the way it was written, the haters to lovers, literally, not enemies to lovers, haters to lovers. They hated everything about each other, okay? From start to finish. Ended up having to fake date. It was so good. And like, oh my god, you just you thought that the guy was so mean and so like, why are you doing this? But then he is un chou à la crème. He's like the sweetest guy, and he ends up being obsessed with her without realizing. And he has anxiety, and like he's this big guy, but he has anxiety. Like, stop. So basically, here's this girl, so smart. Again, she's a physicist. She starts in a big company, and there's all these big men, and they don't really believe in her, but she's trying to just make her mark in that company, basically, without saying a lot. And this guy is over here, and she thinks that he's sabotaging her, but he really isn't. It's other people. She's trying to get a position, and you kind of see her go through different trials and tribulations to get this position, if she gets it. But yeah, and then she kind of develops a relationship with this guy, but he's kind of her superior, so it's kind of, you know, it's kind of, yeah. But yeah, it's so good, so refreshing. They fake date, as I told you, and his family also, they're like interesting, and there's an ex from his side. So yeah, it's really complicated and at the same time so simple, and it's my type of story. I loved it. So this is my 10 out of 10, okay? If you need to read something, it's this one. A fan of these stories, a fan of just a cute story that keeps being cute, you know? So I'm a big fan of Ali Hazelwood. We'll continue to read from her, Carly Fortune as well, and also Abby Jimenez. I really like them. My next read, as I said, is Onyx Storm to finish it, and then I might hop on to Daisy Hates. I read like 3 pages, but I really need to finish the trilogy before hopping onto another thing. I read Magnolia Parks, loved it, but then, you know, There are other ones, and I also have a physical TBR, which I've been waiting to read Happy Place in the summer, and this one feels like a summer beach read or like just a summer book. So this was my book review. I hope you liked it. I haven't read a lot in the beginning of my year because of school, but I am trying to keep the dice rolling now. I'm trying to keep it rolling and get to at least 30 books read. I think that's realistic. Maybe not 50. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please leave comments down below on what book I should read next. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because I will be doing more of these. And yeah, on that note, I love you guys. Bye.